Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depends on the location where you are watching me from. This video I want to make now is concerning Burkina Faso President Captain Mohammed Tore, the military president of Burkina Faso. There's one unique thing about this young man, 34 years old, but his dream and vision, if you look at it, it will be as if that the dream is greater or bigger than him. But to remember that he's doing exactly what Thomas Sankara did during his own time. But what happened to Thomas Sankara will not happen to him, because the hand of God is upon him. The world and Africa is with him, I believe. And I want all the leaders of Africa to mimic this young man. I want you to know his quest, his hunger, and his desire towards Africa. Mohammed Toreh is not talking about Burkina Faso alone. His fight is to make sure that all the whole Africa will be liberated from the hand of Westerners. That is his pursuit today. He doesn't have any other thing he's fighting for. He's not fighting only for Burkina Faso. He's not fighting only for the states or in Burkina Faso. No, he's fighting for all the whole African continent. That is why I would like you to watch this video. I will play now to understand the vision and dream of Mohammed Tore, the president of Burkina Faso. I wouldn't say much, but I would like you people to make out time to watch this video. Watch it very well, and let our leaders learn from Mohammed Tore, and let all our leaders join Mohammed Tore in his vision and what he's pursuing, because Mohammed Tore's vision is to liberate Africa as a whole, to liberate Africa as a continent, Africans as a continent. This guy has a good dream and a good vision for Africans and for our continent Africa. I want you to watch this video, ECOWAS Leaders, to learn from him. And as you people watch this video and follow this man's vision and dream, Africa shall be liberated. I pray to God that you people will understand the vision of Mohammed Tore and follow him up. Watch the video and God will bless you. Thank you.
We have a second Thomas Sankara who wants to liberate Africa. His message is not for the Burkina Faso alone. His president is not for him alone. He wants to liberate the whole continent of Africa, and we are proud of him. Burkina Faso capital city Ouagadougou was agog with celebration as young Army President Ibrahim Traoré made grand entry into the 30,000 capacity stadium. He returned from the battlefront in the north of the country, where he was cited as one of the soldiers who showed courage during major insurgents attacks. Traoré fought in several counterinsurgency operations and rose to become Burkina Faso's youngest president. Several of the country's cultural groups were present to show their support for their charismatic new leader. Meanwhile, across the country, mining activity is a big business, with an average of 1.5 mines per year being created since 2010. So what is behind the boom in mining activities despite the threats of insecurity and attacks in the country? Tax exemptions, tax fraud, and the opportunity to keep up to 90% of the mining company shares and revenues make the country exceptionally attractive. To put an end to decades of Burkina Faso exploitation, the new military government of Ibrahim Traoré is blocking all the loopholes.
Lors que les jeunes exploitent, que d'autres personnes viennent acheter à vil prix et qui contribuent à nourrir le terrorisme qui sort du pays sans que nous n'ayons aucun contrôle,
he said his government has decided to create a company to try to regain control of the country's mining sites and be able to allow young people of Burkina Faso to take ownership, management, and control of its resources. He also wants each region to be able to produce a specialty that could surely be in the area of agriculture, because the country has much potential in agriculture. We also have natural water reserves of lakes everywhere across the country. Rivers that flow and dams here and there, but which are not exploited. We are trying to launch in each region, and that is why here I am announcing to you that there will be a representative from each region at the level of the presidency as project managers. This process is underway. These representatives, therefore, will have to take the concerns of youth and above all as well as women who are fighting day and night so that we can act progressively where we need to improve, because this fight we have today against terrorism cannot be won only by arms, but also by development. As long as young people don't have a job, they will always be tempted to go to where it's easy to have money, and it's that too we have to fight. Also through the Ministry of Agriculture, which has a very good database, and that we have given a special mission so that we can achieve food self-sufficiency within each region. One of the most pressing challenges Burkina Faso faces that Ibrahim Traoré must continue to fight vigorously is the rise of terrorism, primarily perpetrated by groups affiliated with Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, the Islamic State in the Greater Sahara, and other extremist factions. These groups exploit porous borders, ungoverned spaces, and the Sahel region's vast, sparsely populated areas to establish their bases and launch attacks. Landmines and improvised explosive devices, IEDs, pose a significant threat to both military and civilian populations. These deadly devices are often planted along roads, paths, and in agricultural areas, causing casualties, impeding movement, and hindering development efforts. The presence of landmines has a profound impact on local communities, making it unsafe for people to move freely and inhibiting access to essential services like healthcare and education. To capitalize on the successes in the battlefront against insurgency in the country, the Ibrahim Traoré government is upgrading military capabilities with the purchase and deployment of various military equipment and aircrafts. Defeating insurgency is of paramount importance for Burkina Faso, as the stability and well-being of the nation are at stake. Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa, has been grappling with a growing insurgency that threatens its security, development, and the lives of its citizens. The ongoing insurgency has resulted in a humanitarian crisis, displacing hundreds of thousands of people from their homes and disrupting their lives. Ensuring the safety and well-being of these vulnerable populations is a moral imperative for Burkina Faso. Through the National Youth Council that we have established will be a major incubator which will be able to make it possible to pass on all the initiatives in favor of young people to the different regions. I would like to tell you, and I insist on this, not to be afraid of the risks of entrepreneurship. We have fixed all the problems with taxation. Around this is a message to the place of you young people to initiate something. Don't be afraid to risk. No risk, no gain. So get started. We will accompany you as much as we can, and for those who are currently fighting, we try to do the maximum possible to give all those they need.
Risquez, lancez-vous. On vous accompagnera autant qu'on peut. Et pour ceux qui se battent actuellement, nous essayons de faire le maximum possible pour donner tout ce dont ils ont besoin. C'est le lieu pour moi de rendre hommage donc à tous ces jeunes.
At this point, I like to pay homage to all the young people who committed themselves like the VDP, who are today on the ground, in the field, in the rain, under the sun, in the mud. They are fighting on the ground to try to recover our lands and to give this country what we call home territorial integrity.
Et chacun à son niveau doit donc pouvoir aussi, par défaut de prendre la Kalachnikov, prendre autre chose pour participer au développement de cette patrie. Et ça, nous ne comptons que sur vous les jeunes.
We are going to support as many young people as possible, so everyone is invited to get to work and to be able to give another face to our country. There are many other projects that are ongoing, and we won't be able to detail everything here. So I say right away to the godfathers or the godmothers that will be forcing their hands. The major economic operators in the country, and I think that some are here, get ready. We are going to force your hand to create initiatives for young people. We have launched a new program in order to allow the creation of what we call our businesses.
Parce que nous le disons, c'est
It's inconceivable that we can produce tomatoes here and yet we import tomato paste. It's absurd that we have all the produce here and that we can't process them. We launched this enterprise program and I invite you to take advantage of it massively because we are going to create our businesses here on the spot and certainly develop our country. Note that the imperialists may try to hijack you and divert you from the objective, but listen, aim far away, aim very far, think about and see what we can achieve for our country.
Merci donc à tous ces jeunes qui sont déplacés à travers l'Afrique pour venir soutenir leurs frères et leurs camarades du Burkina Faso. Nous vous disons merci.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video that I produce on this channel, please take a little time to like the video and subscribe to the channel.